Randolph Rice joins me now. He's the attorney for Rachel Morin's family. Randolph, good to have you with us. Obviously, this is just a terrible tragedy. These 5 children no longer have their mother, and her own mother is grieving her loss. Here is Patty Morin, whom you represent, at this news conference when the police announced that they had found this guy in a bar and taken him into custody. Let's watch.
At one point, when things seemed like really bleak and hopeless, the lead detective said to me, he said, patience will win in the end. And that's what they've been doing. They've been diligently working very hard, and they've been patiently working through all the leads. And it's because of that that we have an arrest today.
Raymond, good to have you with us, Randolph. Explain to me the reaction now of the family, and now that all of this sinks in, that this person who had no legal right to be in this country and was wanted for murder in El Salvador somehow got past the so-called vetting system at our southern border, where obviously officials are completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's right. And really, I'm not sure if he got past them or if he crossed to the point where they weren't able to vet him at all. That's really unclear at this point. Here's some really other good news, Martha, is that within the past 10 minutes, that defendant has waived extradition, which means he will be back in Maryland within the next couple of weeks, which is really good news for the prosecution in Maryland, so that we can start to see the wheels moving here. While it's going to be a long process, and we've explained that to the Morin family, it is good news that they don't have to wait 60 more days for him to fight extradition in Oklahoma.
So the sheriff in this case, he came down really hard against the current administration and basically said, if it weren't for these failures, she would be alive. He said that under the Trump administration, he obviously is a supporter, that it was a much better situation. And here's the current governor of Maryland, who obviously is very concerned about this case. Watch.
The sheriff is absolutely right. I mean, we have an immigration policy that needed to have been dealt with and was not. This is why this was so unbelievably frustrating, that when you have a coalition that is a bipartisan coalition of both Democrats and Republicans that get literally right up to the line to be able to get a deal done, that because you had President Trump who said this was not advantageous politically, that the deal was killed.
Your reaction to that, and also what comes next legally for this individual?
Certainly. And look, this is a Democrat and Republican problem. This is also an American problem. And we've got Americans dying because childish behavior in Washington can't get the job done. So the next step is he gets extradited. He'll have a bail review. He'll ultimately, we all assume he's going to have his bail denied. And then some lawyer will probably enter their appearance, and they'll start the process of setting dates, trial dates. It's going to be a long road. We are certainly hopeful that he takes a plea because it'll be a lot shorter for the family, but a trial would certainly drag it out for them. It would be a lot harder to see.
Yeah. Well, this individual never should have been here, and she should still be alive. That much we know. Well, our best to the family as they deal with their grief and all of their loss. Randolph, thank you very much for representing them and for joining us today.
Thank you, law enforcement. They did a great job. They really did.
No, the persistence was so important in this, and they did not give up on this young woman, this 37-year-old mom. Thank you, Randolph. Good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.